The straw mat rustles beneath you, its rough texture brushing your weary legs. The air heavy with the scent of sun-baked mud and the distant Nile. It's 1350 BCE in Akhetaten, the radiant city of Pharaoh Akhenaten, where the sun god Aten casts his eternal light. The day's heat clings to the mud brick walls of your small hut, but a cool night breeze slips through, stirring the stillness. You are Kia, 15, a slave girl, your fingers calloused from shaping bricks under the blazing sun. Your younger brother whimpers softly beside you, his hunger a faint echo, until the horn's deep call rips through the dark, pulling you from the mat. Your father's hoarse voice murmurs, "Rise, Kia, the Otten's work waits." And you stand, your thin linen tunic fluttering as you step into the starlit yard. Imagine Egyptian slaves sinking into sleep after the pyramids rose. Think again. In 1350 BCE, under Akhenaten's rule, slaves like you labored into the night grinding grain, drawing water, tending sacred fires to honor Aten, their fatigue a quiet offering. So, before we begin this journey through history tonight, a quick favor. If this story helps you unwind, I'd love if you could drop a like or subscribe. And if you don't mind, share where you're listening from and what time it is. It amazes me how this reaches dreamers worldwide. Now, let's return to Akhetaten. It's going to be a gentle ride, but first, get cozy. Fluff those pillows, pull up your blanket, because this night will wrap you in warmth as we go. I am Tahaka, overseer of the temple stores, standing at the yard's center, my scroll unfurled, the lamp's flame flickering against the papyrus. The day's bricks are laid, but night demands more grain for the priests, water for the altars. My kilt sways in the breeze, the bronze amulet around my neck cool on my chest. Earlier, my chamber held a linen mat and a servant's silent service. But here the air carries sweat and dust. I sip water from a clay cup, the latrine a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, join the others. Your silhouette small against the stars. Senbi the potter tends his kiln nearby, the embers glowing soft red in the dark. His hut earlier was quiet, his wife kneading dough, his daughter asleep with no servant to help. Now he shapes a clay bowl, the night's coolness easing his sunburned hands. The latrine pit waits outside, but his focus is on the wheel, the Aten's wheel turning with each motion. You move to the millstone, the horns echo fading, my voice steady as I call the task. Grind the grain, I say, and the stone's weight sinks into your palms. Dust rises, coating your throat, and your brother's hunger pulls at your heart. No servant to assist, no rest. Your family's corner is a memory, swallowed by the labor. The stars shimmer above, the temple's distant light a faint guide. And you push, the stone rolling, the night's rhythm beginning. The yard stirs. I pace the line, sandals soft on the earth, noting the millstone's steady hum. Servants carry water, their steps quiet, and I sip from my cup, the coolness a brief relief. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 8 slaves at work, the grain piling into baskets. The night stretches, but Akhenaten's command holds firm. Senbi smooths the bowl's edge. The clay warmed under his fingers, the kill's heat a fading pulse. His wife brings a sip of water, the clay cup cool, and he drinks, the relief spreading. No servant his daughter stirs, his wife kneading dough, the routine a gentle flow. The runner's order whispers 3 bowls by Donan. Senbi nods, his hands steady, the night's fire a quiet companion. You feel the stone resist, your arms shaking, the dust a veil over your face. No food, no pause. Your father waits with your brother, his murmurs of scraps, a fading hope. You push harder, the grain flowing, the baskets filling, my gaze resting on you. The night deepens, the millstones grind a soothing chant. The hours creep by. I note your rhythm, the scroll tracking the pace, and sip water, the cup refilled. Servants stack baskets, the temples glow, a distant promise, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze, cool. Senbi sets the bowl to dry, the kill's heat softening, his wife kneading, his daughter quiet, the routine, a tender dance. You press on, the stone turning, your body swaying, the Nile's whisper lost in the dust. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night settling in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the yard's hum easing your thoughts. We'll follow you, Kia, through this night's labor, with Tahaka and Senbi alongside, toward the tasks ahead. For now, let the stars' gentle light carry you deeper into rest. The millstone slows as you step back, your hands dusted with flour, the baskets now brimming beside you. The night deepens, the air cooling with the scent of grain and the faint hum of crickets from the Nile's edge. Your arms throb from the effort, and your tunic sticks to your back, damp with sweat. My voice, Tahaka's, calls you from the yard's edge, directing you toward the canal where the priest's water waits. Your brother's faint whimper lingers in your mind, a quiet pull as you leave the stone behind. I stand by the canal's bank, the scroll tucked under my arm, the lamp's light dancing on the water's surface. The grain is ground, but the temple needs water for the morning rites, and the night's work flows onward. The breeze chills my kilt, a stark contrast to the warmth of my chamber earlier, where a servant tended the mat. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant notion, and watch Yukia approach, your steps steady despite the weariness. Senbi wipes his hands, the clay bowl set to dry, the kill's embers fading into the dark. His hut holds his wife kneading dough, his daughter asleep, no servant to aid. The runner's next call pulls him to the canal, and he gathers tools, the night's coolness easing his sunburnt skin. The latrine pit waits, but his gaze fixes on the water, ready to shape reeds for the altars. You dip your hands into the canal, the cool water a brief relief against your skin, and fill the first clay jar. No servant to help, no rest your father's. Murmurs of scraps fade, a memory swallowed by the task. The temple's shadow stretches ahead, the stars dimming, and you lift the jar, its weight pulling at your shoulders as my voice guides you forward. The water begins its journey. I pace the bank, sandals sinking into the soft mud, noting the jar's slow rise. Servants carry them toward the temple, their movements silent, and I sip again, the coolness of fleeting comfort. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 20 jars moved, the labor aligning with Akhenaten's will. The night feels vast, but the task flows steadily. Senbi kneels by the water, his hands weaving reeds into mats, the dampness seeping into his knees. His wife works at home, the dough rising, his daughter quiet in sleep. He ties the strands, the night's silence a companion. The latrine pit, a forgotten need, his craft serving the sacred space. You carry the jar along the path, the water sloshing with each step, cooling your feet. No food, no pause, your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You steady yourself, my gaze firm, the night's shadow deepening. The temple's incense drifts closer, a sacred scent in the air. The hours drift by. I note a jar's wobble, the scroll marking a near spill, and sip water, the coolness waning. Servants line the path, the canal's ripple softening, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool against my chest. Senbi stacks his. Mats, his wife, kneading, his daughter still. The routine, a gentle pulse. You press on, the jar heavy, your body swaying. The temple's glow beckoning. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth. The Egyptian night settling in your mind. My voice slows your breath. The water's flow easing your thoughts. Will follow you, Kia, through this night's current, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the temple's light. For now, let the canal's gentle wave carry you deeper into rest. The jar settles onto the temple path, its weight lifting from your shoulders, the water's coolness lingering on your hands. The night grows heavier, the air thick with the scent of incense and the soft rustle of palm leaves. Your legs tremble from the journey, and your tunic clings to your damp skin, the dust of the yard fading. My voice, Tahaka's, calls you toward the temple's inner court, where the priest's fire needs tending, and your brother's faint hunger pulls at your thoughts as you move forward. I stand at the temple's threshold, the scroll damp with night's mist, the lamp's flame casting shadows on the sacred stones. The water flows to the altars, but the fire must burn through the night for Artan's glory, and the labor shifts again. The cool air brushes my kilt, a memory of my warm chamber with its linen mat teasing my mind. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant echo, and watch you, Kia, step into the court. Your form steady despite the strain. Senbi lays the last reed mat by the canal, his hands rough from the work, and follows the runner's call to the temple. His hut holds his wife shaping dough, his daughter asleep, no servant to aid. The night's coolness soothes his skin, the latrine pit forgotten, his focus now on the fire's needs as he joins the line. You kneel by the fire pit, the embers glowing faintly, and add dry twigs from a servant's stack. No servant to tend it for you, no rest. Your father's murmurs of scraps drift away, a memory lost in the task. The temple's warmth spreads, the stars hidden by the roof, and you stoke the flames. My voice guiding the rhythm as the fire grows. The fire rises. I pace the court, sandals soft on the stone, noting the flame's steady climb. Servants bring more wood, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness a brief escape. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 6 slaves at work, the fire meeting Akhenaten's command. The night feels endless, but the task holds true. Senbi adds resin to the flames. The scent sharp in the air, his hands steady from years at the kill. His wife kneads at home, the dough rising, his daughter quiet in sleep. He adjusts the wood, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded thought, his craft fueling the sacred light. You feed the fire, the heat warming your face, the smoke curling upward. No food, no pause. No pause, your brother's hunger lingers, a soft ache. You add another twig, my gaze firm, the night's shadow lifting with the glow. The incense blends with the smoke, a sacred dance in the air. The hours pass, I note a flickers, dip, the scroll marking the need, and sip water, the coolness fading. Servants stack wood, the temple's hum growing, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi tends the resin, his wife kneading, his daughter still, the routine a gentle flow. You press on, the fire bright, your body swaying, the canals echo distant. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night settling in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the fire's glow easing your thoughts. Will follow you, Kia, through this night's light, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the temple's heart. For now, let the flame's gentle warmth carry you deeper into rest. The fire crackles steadily now, its warmth fading from your hands as you step back from the pit, the smoke curling upward into the temple's shadowed roof. The night presses on, the air thick with the scent of burning resin and the faint musk of stone. Your knees ache from kneeling, and your tunic bears the ashes' grey streaks, the effort weighing on you. My voice, Taharkas, draws you toward the outer court, where the priests need the tomb sealed, and your brother's quiet hunger tugs at your heart as you follow the call. I stand by the temple's outer gate, the scroll heavy with notes, the lamp's light casting long shadows across the courtyard. The fire burns for Aten, but the noble's tomb must be sealed before dawn, and the night's labor shifts again. The cool air seeps through my kilt, a contrast to the warmth of my chamber earlier with its linen mat. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine, a distant memory, and watch you, Kia, move toward the tomb site, your steps slow but resolute. Senbi brushes ash from his hands, the fire tended, and joins the runner's call to the tomb. His hut holds his wife shaping dough, his daughter asleep, no servant to assist. The night's coolness eases his skin, the latrine pit forgotten, his potter's skill now turning to stone as he follows. You reach the tomb entrance, the air cool and still, and lift a small stone slab from the servant's pile. No servant to carry it for you, no rest. Your father's murmurs of scraps drift away, a memory lost in the task. The temple's glow fades behind, the stars peeking through, and you place the slab, my voice guiding the fit as the seal begins. The ceiling takes shape. I pace the site, sandals soft on the earth, noting the slab's careful placement. Servants bring more stones, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness a brief respite. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 12 slabs set, the labor, honoring Akhenaten's will. The night feels boundless, but the task holds firm. Senbi chisels the slab's edge, the stone cool under his hands, the resin scent lingering from the fire. His wife needs at home, the dough rising, his daughter quiet in sleep. He smooths the fit, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded thought, his craft sealing the noble's rest. You lift another slab, its weight pulling at your shoulders, the dust rising faintly. No food, no pause. Your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You set it in place, my gaze steady, the night's shadow deepening around the tomb. The incense from the temple drifts, a sacred thread. In the stillness, the hours pass. I note a slab shift, the scroll marking the need, and sip water, the coolness waning. Servants line the site, the temple's hum distant, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi finishes a seal, his wife kneading, his daughter still, the routine a gentle rhythm. You press on, the slab heavy, your body swaying, the fire's echo fading. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night settling in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the tomb's quiet easing your thoughts. We'll follow you, Kia, through this night's seal, with Taharka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's edge. For now, let the stone's stillness carry you deeper into rest. The final slab settles into place, its weight easing from your hands, the tomb's cool air brushing your face as the seal holds. The night stretches toward its peak, the air heavy with the scent of resin and the faint rustle of desert wind. Your shoulders ache from the labor, and your tunic is streaked with dust, the effort lingering in your limbs. My voice, Taharkas, guides you back to the temple, where the priests need the altars prepared, and your brother's soft hunger tugs at your thoughts as you turn away. I stand near the temple's inner sanctum, the scroll marked with the tombs. Count the lamp's light flickering over the sacred carvings. The tomb is sealed, but the altars must be readied for dawn's rites, and the night's work shifts once more. The cool air seeps through my kilt, a memory of my chamber's warmth teasing my mind. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant shadow, and watch Yukiya move toward the altars. Your steps, weary but steady. Senbi steps back from the tomb, his chisel laid aside, and follows the runner's call to the sanctum. His hut holds his wife shaping dough, his daughter asleep. No servant to aid. The night's coolness soothes his hands, the latrine pit forgotten. His potter's skill now turning to the altars as he joins you. You kneel by the first altar, the stone cool under your knees, and arrange the offerings, grain and water from the night's toil. No servant to assist, no rest. Your father's murmurs of scraps fade, a memory lost in the task. The temple's glow surrounds you, the stars obscured by the roof, and you smooth the offerings. My voice directing the order as the night's work takes shape. The altars form. I pace the sanctum, sandals soft on the stone, noting the offerings. Careful placement. Servants bring more grain, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness of fleeting comfort. My stylus marks the scroll, counting for altars prepared, the labor honoring Akhenaten's will. The night feels infinite, but the task holds steady. Senbi carves a small basin into the altar's edge, the stone yielding under his hands, the resin scent lingering. His wife needs at home, the dough rising, his daughter quiet in sleep. He shapes the groove, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded thought. His craft serving the sacred rite. You place a jar of water, its weight settling, the coolness seeping into your fingers. No food, no pause, your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You adjust the grain, my gaze firm, the night's shadow lifting with the altar's glow. The incense thickens, a sacred veil around you. The hours pass. I note a spill's trace, the scroll marking the need, and sip water, the coolness waning. Servants line the sanctum, the temple's hum growing, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi finishes the basin, his wife kneading, his daughter still, the routine a gentle rhythm. You press on, the altar complete, your body swaying, the tombs echoed distant. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night settling in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the altar's calm easing your thoughts. Will follow Yukiya through this night's preparation, with Dahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's light. For now, let the temple's quiet carry you deeper into rest. The last altar stands complete, its offerings arranged, the faint glow of the fire reflecting off the polished stone. The night edges toward its end, the air rich with the scent of incense and the soft whisper of the temple's breath. Your knees ache from kneeling, and your tunic bears the dust of the sanctum, the night's labor etched into your frame. My voice, Tahakas, draws you to the temple's outer yard, where the priests require the final offerings, blessed. And your brother's quiet hunger lingers in your mind as you step into the open air. I stand by the yard's edge, the scroll nearly full, the lamp's light dimming as the stars fade. The altars are ready, but the offerings must be blessed under Autumn's gaze before dawn, and the night's work turns once more. The cool air brushes my kilt, a memory of my chamber's warmth stirring faintly. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, move toward the yard. Your steps heavy but purposeful. Senbi sets down his tools, the basin carved, and follows the runner's call to the yard. His hut holds his wife, shaping the last of the dough, his daughter asleep, no servant to aid. The night's coolness soothes his hands, the latrine pit forgotten, his skill now turning to the blessing rites as he joins you. You stand by the offering table, the grain and water jars waiting, and sprinkle the sacred oil from a servant's vial, no servant to perform it for you. No rest your father's murmurs of scraps drift away, a memory lost in the task. The temple's glow softens the yard, the first hint of dawn brushing the horizon, and you anoint the offerings, my voice, guiding the ritual as the night nears its close. The blessing begins. I pace the yard, sandals soft on the earth, noting the oil's careful flow. Servants hold torches, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness a fleeting comfort. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 5 offerings blessed, the labor fulfilling Akhenaten's will. The night feels near its end, but the task holds steady. Senbi lights a small flame beside the table, the oil catching with a gentle flicker, his hands steady from years at the kill. His wife kneads at home, the dough set, his daughter quieting sleep. He tends the light, the night's silence a companion. The latrine pit a faded memory, his craft honoring the rite. You pour the last drop, the oil glistening on the grain, the scent rising. No food, no pause, your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You step back, my gaze firm, the night's shadow lifting with the dawn's approach. The incense blends with the oil, a sacred harmony in the air. The hours pass. I note the flames rise, the scroll marking the completion, and sip water, the coolness fading. Servants dim the torches, the temple's hum softening, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi steadies the light, his wife resting, his daughter still, the routine a gentle close. You stand tall, the offering done, your body swaying. The altars echo distant. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night fading in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the blessings calm, easing your thoughts. Will follow you, Kia, through this night's end, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's light. For now, let the yard's quiet carry you deeper into rest. The offering table glows softly under the flickering flame, the oil's scent fading as you step back, the blessing complete. The night wanes, the air carrying the first hints of dawn's warmth and the rustle of waking birds. Your hands tremble from the ritual, and your tunic is dusted with ash and oil, the night's toil etched into your skin. My voice, Tahakas, guides you to the temple's storage, where the priests need the tools cleaned, and your brother's quiet hunger lingers as a gentle pull as you move onward. I stand by the storage room's entrance, the scroll nearly filled, the lamp's light growing faint against the stone walls. The offerings are blessed, but the tools of the night's labor must be cleansed for the next day, and the task shifts again. The cool air brushes my kilt, a memory of my chamber's linen mat stirring faintly. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine, a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, enter the room. Your steps slow but determined. Senbi dims the flame by the table, his hand steady, and follows the runner's call to the storage. His hut holds his wife resting after the dough, his daughter asleep, no servant to aid. The night's coolness eases his skin, the latrine pit forgotten. his potter's care now turning to the tools as he joins you. You pick up a worn chisel, its edge dulled by the tombstone, and dip it into a basin of water brought by a servant. No servant to clean it for you, no rest your fathers, murmurs of scraps fade, a memory lost in the task. The temple's glow softens the room, the dawn's light creeping through, and you scrub the tool, my voice directing the care as the night's work nears its end. The cleaning begins. I pace the room, sandals soft on the floor, noting the tool's slow transformation. Servants bring more basins, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness a fleeting comfort. My stylus marks the scroll, counting 10 tools cleansed, the labor honoring Akhenaten's order. The night feels close to breaking, but the task holds firm. Senbi polishes a clay jar's rim, the water smoothing its surface, his hands gentle from years at the wheel. His wife sleeps at home, the dough set, his daughter quiet in rest. He wipes. The jar, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded memory, his craft preserving the tools. You rinse a hammer, the water cool against your fingers, the grime slipping away. No food, no pause. Your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You set it aside, my gaze steady, the night's shadow lifting with the dawn's approach. The incense lingers, a sacred trace in the air. The hours pass. I note a tool's stain, the scroll marking the effort, and sip water, the coolness fading. Servants carry basins away, the temple's hum softening, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi dries the jar, his wife resting, his daughter still, the routine a gentle close. You press on, the tools clean, your body swaying, the altar's echo distant. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night fading in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the storage is calm, easing your thoughts. We'll follow you, Kia, through this night's final tasks, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's light. For now, let the room's quiet carry you deeper into rest. The last tool gleams in the basin's reflection, its surface clear of grime, and you set it aside, the water dripping from your hands. The night softens, the air warming with the scent of dawn's approach and the lingering trace of incense. Your fingers ache from scrubbing, and your tunic is damp with sweat, the night's labor etched into your frame. My voice, Tahakas, leads you to the temple's gate, where the priests need the night's tally recorded, and your brother's quiet hunger fades into a distant hope as you follow the path. I stand by the gate, the scroll brimming with marks, the lamp's flame flickering as the first light touches the horizon. The tools are clean, but the night's work must be documented for Akhenaten's records, and the task shifts once more. The cool air brushes my kilt, a memory of my chamber's linen mat stirring faintly. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine, a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, approach the gate. Your steps slow but steady. Senbi dries his hands, the jar polished, and follows the runner's call to the gate. His hut holds his wife asleep after the dough, his daughter resting, no servant to aid. The night's coolness lingers on his skin, the latrine pit forgotten. His potter's precision now turning to the tally as he joins you. You take the stylus from a servant's hand, the papyrus spread before you, and begin marking the night's efforts. Grain ground, water drawn, altar set. No servant to write it for you, no rest. Your father's murmurs of scraps drift away, a memory lost in the task. The temple's glow fades with the dawn, the sky lightening, and you etch the numbers. My voice guiding the count as the night nears its end. The tally forms, I stand beside you, sandals soft on the stone, noting the stylus, careful strokes. Servants hold the papyrus steady, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness, a fleeting comfort. My stylus rests, the scroll nearing its close, counting. The night's labor, 50 tasks complete, honoring Akhenaten's will. The night feels on the brink, but the task holds true. Senbi checks the marks, his eyes tracing the lines, his hands steady from years at the wheel. His wife sleeps at home, the dough risen, his daughter quiet in rest. He nods at the count, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded memory, his craft aiding the record. You finish the final mark, the papyrus curling slightly, the ink drying. No food, no pause, no pause. Your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You set the stylus down, my gaze firm, the night's shadow lifting with the dawn's light. The incense fades, a sacred whisper in the air. The hours pass. I note the tally's end, the scroll marked complete, and sip water, the coolness waning. Servants roll the papyrus, the temple's hum softening, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi steps back, his wife resting, his daughter still, the routine a gentle close. You stand still, the task done, your body swaying, the yards echo distant. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night fading in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the gates quiet, easing your thoughts. We'll follow you, Kia, through this night's record, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's embrace. For now, let the morning's light carry you deeper into rest. The papyrus rolls shut, the tally's ink drying under your fingers, the weight of the night's record lifting slightly. The dawn approaches, the air warming with the scent of rising sun and the soft chirp of birds along the Nile. Your hands ache from the stylus, and your tunic is marked with dust and sweat, the night's labor etched into your being. My voice, Tahakas, leads you to the temple's edge, where the priests need the final vigil kept, and your brother's quiet hunger fades into a hopeful murmur as you step forward. I stand at the temple's outer rim, the scroll complete, the lamp extinguished as the first rays touch the stones. The tally is done, but the night must end with a vigil for Otten's blessing, and the task shifts to its close. The cool air brushes my kilt, a memory of my chamber's linen mat stirring faintly. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, move to the vigil post. Your steps, slow but resolute. Senbi sets the papyrus aside, his eyes weary, and follows the runner's call to the edge. His hut holds his wife asleep after the dough, his daughter resting. No servant to aid. The night's coolness lingers on his skin, the latrine pit forgotten. His potter's patience now turning to the vigil as he joins you. You settle by the vigil stone, the horizon glowing faintly, and light a small oil lamp from a servant's supply. No servant to watch for you, no rest. Your father's murmurs of scraps drift away, a memory lost in the task. The temple's silhouette darkens against the dawn, the stars fading, and you tend the flame. My voice guiding the quiet watch. As the night ebbs, the vigil begins. I stand beside the stone, sandals soft on the earth, noting the lamp's steady glow. Servants fade into the shadows, their steps hushed, and I sip again, the coolness, a fleeting comfort. My stylus rests, the scroll closed, marking the night's end. 60 hours of labor, honoring Akhenaten's will. The night feels on the verge, but the task holds true. Senbi adjusts the lamp's wick, the oil scent rising, his hands gentle from years at the wheel. His wife sleeps at home, the dough risen, his daughter quiet in rest. He steadies the flame, the night's silence a companion, the latrine pit a faded memory, his craft guarding the vigil. You watch the horizon, the flame dancing in your eyes, the warmth seeping into your hands. No food, no pause, your brother's hunger echoes, a soft ache. You adjust the lamp, my gaze firm, the night's shadow giving way to dawn's light. The incense fades, a sacred breath in the air. The hours pass. I note the sky's light, the vigil marking the close, and sip water, the coolness waning. Servants depart, the temple's hum silencing, and I adjust my amulet, the bronze cool. Senbi tends the flame, his wife resting, his daughter still, the routine a gentle fade. You sit still, the vigil held, your body easing, the yards echo. Gone, you shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian nights slipping away in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the vigil's peace easing your thoughts. We'll follow you, Kia, through this night's watch, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, toward the dawn's embrace. For now, let the morning's light carry you deeper into rest. The oil lamp flickers low, its flame steady against the brightening sky, the vigil stone warm beneath your hand. The dawn breaks, the air alive with the scent of sun-warmed earth, and the chorus of waking birds along the Nile. Your body sags with exhaustion, your tunic dusted with ash and oil, the night's labor a memory in your bones. My voice Tahaka's signals the end, guiding you back to your hut, and your brother's quiet hunger transforms into a hopeful breath as you turn homeward. I stand at the temple's edge, the scroll sealed, the lamp extinguished as the sun's first rays bathe the stones. The vigil is kept, the night's work complete under Akhenaten's gaze, and the task reaches its close. The warm air brushes my kilt, a memory of my chamber's linen mat calling faintly. I sip from my clay cup, the latrine a distant thought, and watch you, Kia, step away. Your form small but strong against the dawn. Senbi trims the lamp's wick, the flame dying, and follows the runner's silent nod toward home. His hut holds his wife, stirring after the dough, his daughter waking, no servant to aid. The morning's warmth eases his skin, the latrine pit forgotten, his potter's duty fulfilled as he walks beside you. You move down the temple path, the ground soft underfoot, the dawn light guiding your steps. No servant to lead you, no task remaining your father's murmurs of scraps rise anew, a memory revived in the light. The temple's silhouette fades behind, the sky ablaze with gold, and you near the hut. My voice fading as the night's echo softens, the day begins. I pause at the gate, sandals still on the stone, noting the quiet. Servants disperse, their steps fading, and I sip again, the coolness of final comfort. My stylus rests, the scroll complete, marking the night's end 70 hours of labor. Honoring Akhenaten's will, the night feels gone, the dawn holding firm. Senbi reaches his door, the kill a distant thought, the pot's safe. His wife brings water, the clay cup warm, and he drinks, the relief spreading. No servant his daughter stirs, his wife waking, the routine a gentle start. The runner's silence holds, and Senbi rests, the night's fire a memory. You enter the hut, the straw mat calling, the dawn light filtering through. No food yet, no labor now, your father waits, his murmurs of scraps a quiet promise. You sink down, my voice a distant guide, the day stretching into peace. The temple's hum dies, a sacred rest. The hours pass. I note the sunrise, the scroll tucked away, and sip water, the coolness of farewell. Servants vanish, the temple's glow gone, and I adjust my amulet. The bronze cool. Sembi settles, his wife waking, his daughter stirring. The routine, a tender dawn. You lie down, the mat soft, your body easing, the night's end complete. You shift now, feeling your blanket's warmth, the Egyptian night fading fully in your mind. My voice slows your breath, the dawn's peace easing your thoughts. We've followed Ukiah through this night's labor, with Tahaka and Senbi beside you, to this gentle close. For now, let the morning's light carry you deeper into rest.